Hi there. So I'm back with the continuing topic, classification of matter. And here we are going to learn two things together and simultaneous because they are very closely related to each other. They are cousins of the mixture. So we'll learn about this classification of matter, under which we are learning about suspended mixture, suspension mixture, and mixture, colloids as mixture. So we are learning about this two topic here. Let's begin. So I called them cousins because they are quite similar to each other. They are like siblings, and but they are still distinguished. Okay, so here we are going to learn about first very highlighted things of both of them, that both of them belong to heterogeneous mixture of uh, type of mixture. So as we know, homogeneous means uh, we have learned about homogeneous in the previous video. So homogeneous solutions have same phase. Heterogeneous solutions are those solutions, those mixtures which come together, but they do not mix itself completely. They don't get into one phase. Okay, they are miscible but still distinguishably miscible. Okay, so if I'm saying something like that, distinguishably miscible means, uh, for example, if we are saying um, we have kept a salt, we have kept a bunch of balls, green color, same size balls, green color, in which we added few orange color balls in it. Let's say we added 10 orange color balls. Now they are mixed. They are mixed in that bag, in that box. They're mixed, but still we can distinguishly tell that those are orange balls and the rest are green balls. So major is green, but there are a few orange balls present. So that is, they are mixed, but they are still distinguishedly mixed. So I'll so it comes under heterogeneous mixture, something like that. Okay. So now let's study these two cousins individually. Okay. First, let's study both of them individually. Now this suspension suspension mixtures are heterogeneous in nature. They are partially miscible. Partially miscible means what? They are getting mixed, but not 100%. Few percentage of at certain level they are getting mixed, but still they are not completely miscible. That is called partially miscible. They show the properties of Beyonce. Beyonce, uh, I've, I'll talk about this in one of the videos. There's a whole separate video regarding this in detail. Then this settle out, suspensions settle out, and then again it it becomes distinguishedly separated layers. So I think if I want to tell you this, I need a good example for that. So the example for this would be oil and water. So you can do this experiment at home as well. You can take small quantity of water and add 2-3 drops of oil in it. Okay, then take a spoon, stir it vigorously. Make sure you're using the vessel transparent one or glass vessel. Okay, so stir it vigorously with a lot of energy. So at one point you'll see that the water and oil has become little miscible, and it appears like it has dissolved. The oil has dissolved in the water, so it appears to be homogeneous. When you're mixing it vigorously, it looks like it has become mixed, completely 100 mixed 100%, but it is not like that. So when you then you don't touch it, leave it the container, remove the stirrer, and allow it to settle. After some time, you will see that same droplets of oil becomes a form of layer in one of the part of the and becomes distinguished. That water remains down and there is a layer of oil on the top. Okay. Similarly, the similar example would be blood also. The blood is actually a fluid. So if you see a blood as dark red in color and um, you try to mix it with water, initially it won't get mixed. Okay, but after vigorous stirring, it appears to be mixed completely. Then if you keep it in a centrifuge machine, or if you allow some time to stand still, then again the water will become a layer and blood will settle down. Orange pulp. So there are two kind of juices, pulpy orange and the plain juice. So when when we use a pulpy orange juice and mix it with water, initially it gets mixed, partially it gets mixed, but then when we give time to settle down, we can see the pulps settle down and water layer on the top. So these are the suspended solutions which appears to be homogeneous, but they are not. They are partially miscible heterogeneous mixture, and partially miscible means dissolvable, to liquids. But we are using miscible, word miscible, because we are using two kinds of liquids. Okay, all the examples are of liquid solution. So I'm using the word miscible, partially miscible, and when you give some time, it gives again, it becomes distinguishedly two separate liquids. So that's the reason we are using, so these are the examples which comes under the suspension type of mixtures under this category. Okay, let's move to the cousin twin colloids. Now see, what I have written, if you see, everything is similar. Heterogeneous mixture, heterogeneous. Partially miscible, more miscible, more miscible, little more miscible. Settles out, appears homogeneous, does not settles with time. Here is the difference. So I didn't call them twin, but they are cousins. Okay. Now the examples for this colloids are aerosols, foams, mayonnaise, gels. Now see, when I say this is a gel, the hair gel which you apply in your hair, or the gel which is used for your ointments, or the aerosols, the body sprays, the mayonnaise spreads which we use in eating, foam. Foam we use as artificial snow, foam which we used for shaving, so foaming soap or foaming agent. So what are those? Those are colloids. Now, what is the difference? Now, see, colloids are also a heterogeneous mixtures. They are more miscible than that of than compared to suspension kinds of liquid. More miscible means, so if let's do take it as math for here. So if these liquids are 20% miscible with each other, they are 40% miscible with each other. So 40% is like more miscible, right? And because they are more miscible, they completely forms a different kind of texture every time when you give a more whisking to that particular choice of liquids. So hence they are called as colloids. And see, the major difference what we see here is, see, for the in the case of mayonnaise, for example, if we are making mayonnaise at home, or let's take mayonnaise at home, then what we use, Mayonnaise uses oil, water, as well as the egg whites, yolk of egg, and then you whisk it in the mixture and you'll get a mayonnaise. Okay, then another example would be cheese spreads, which we get in the market. So you use any kind of um, the ricotta cheese, and you add some the ricotta cheese, and you add lime juice and white egg white and little bit of clarified butter, and then whisk it in the mixture. Then you get a cheese spread. So these are the kinds of colloids which are found formed by vigorous stirring or something vigorous physical process, which is giving exclusively different texture to what the immiscible kind of liquids were came together. So when you keep the mayonnaise first to settle, it doesn't separate. No, it never happens like that. That now mayonnaise is kept into the container and kept aside and for a long period of time, and we haven't touched it, we haven't mixed it. It doesn't makes a different layers. It stays as it is. So that is the difference. So does not settles with time. Here what was happening, what happens here is when you mix those two liquids together, even though they are miscible at some point of time, after some time when suspended without any disturbance, we used to get two separate layers. But in this case, we are never getting the separate layers for after the suspension. So this is kind of colloids. Even colloids were used are the kind of like comes under the category of plasma. So plasma was considered as fourth matter of besides solid, liquid, and gas. So plasma TV, LCD TV, liquid crystal display, LCD TVs. So all those gels or all those materials which were used for LCDs and plasma TV were under colloids, which were identified as which were actually solids, but those solids which we were able to pour it in the form of liquid. So hence they are called as colloids. So basically a quick revision for these two kind of mixtures, that is suspension and colloids. So when we are talking about suspension and colloids kind of mixture, both of them are heterogeneous kind of mixture. Both are, one of them is more miscible and other is not. Okay, and this suspensions are the mixture when suspended without any disturbance goes back to its original form, gives becomes a two distinguished layered of two immiscible liquids in the form of immiscible liquid. But in this case, it doesn't happen in any form. The aerosols, foams, mayonnaise, gels are the examples for the colloids and suspension. Thank you so much. We'll go ahead for the next part as a mechanical mixture. Thank you.